The emotional element is pretty much everything that all the variation of emotion that you deal with or that you go through based on the action and the moment you going through in the game. What I mean by that is a fan yelling something, whether it's good or bad. Maybe it's about you, maybe it's about a member of your family, whatever it is. Whether you enjoy it or you don't, it does affect your performance. Whether it's a teammate, turning the ball over at a very crucial moment of the game, and you might end up losing the game. How do you react to that? It does affect you, the next performance or your next move that you're gonna do. Whether it's a pass, it does affect it. Whether it's a referee making a call, whether it's a good call or a bad call, whether it's a coach, subbing maybe one of the players that you think that, or maybe you, that you think that you might be helping here, or maybe he might be helping at this moment. Why is he subbing him out? All those elements. Maybe it's you missing a layup that was very important. All those little elements within the game. Maybe seeing your family on the stand. Whatever it is, whatever moment, whatever happened while you're playing, every single thing does affect your performance, whether it's in a good way or in a bad way. The thing is, how do we find a player, like I said, a team, a coach, to remain constant in their performance, regardless of what happened, regardless of what those moments are? Never get too high, never get too low. I know a lot of Tim Duncan used to say that in the whole Power philosophy, but this approach is a little different. It's about the same kind of, but it goes more deeper into it. It goes more deep into it. How do you approach the basketball game where no matter what the player goes to, no matter what they go through, no matter what they went through psychologically from the moment they were at home, practice and all that stuff, like I say, to the moment they get to the game. How can they turn all those things that happen, whether it's good or bad, and take the good out of it and and use it to play the game and give you the best performance every single night they play? That's what this whole series of videos is going to be about. By the way, emotionally, if I could recommend something, when it comes down to referee, and I will have a video when I will talk about referees, I would recommend a player to really never have an emotional reaction to a referee call. I know it's some players probably gonna a lot of things. By the way, a lot of things that I'm gonna say in the series of these videos goes a lot of those things gonna go against what some basketball players in the basketball world believe in, because it's gonna be things that I have to think about before I actually start saying them and believing in them. Those are things that you just looking at the game today and you ask yourself, well, what else we have to do, because that's all we know. That's how we approach it. That's the information that we know how to do and handle. And then if you start thinking a little deeper, you're gonna find a door. You find something that, oh, whoa, I never thought about that. So, for example, you have guys that will probably say, no, I like to react to the referee. I like to, when the referee say they have to go and talk to the referee, I have to, and that's fine. To each his own, and I'm cool with it. But I'm talking about, think about it. If you play your game, the referee is going to make the call regardless. And when they already make the call, there's no way to go back. Now, I know we got we could review now. We could go back and review the play or whatever, but not every single play. That's something like very crucial moment usually down the stretch. But most of the time, when they make a call, they don't usually go back, or they don't make a call, or they miss the call. They're not going to change. Now, a lot of players think that their reaction is going to affect the next call or put pressure on the next call. Guess what? You play for the ref, and that affects your game as well. Imagine a player who do not ever complain. Imagine a team that never complain about a call. Never. Imagine a team practicing based on the fact that, you know what? We're going to execute. We're going to train. We're going to train where we get fouled. But in our mind, we're going to finish. We're going to work on finishing. Not so we get the N1. We're going to work on finishing. Create that contact as hard as possible and finish. guess what? We practice not for calls. We practice to finish. So when we get the call, it's an N1. It's like, okay, cool. We get the bucket. We get the free throw. Cool. So it's a different mind state. You play within your system. You play within your team. You're not worried about outside stuff. You're not. And by the way, I'm gonna curse in these videos. That's part of the basketball world. That's how we talk here. I'm not gonna curse a lot, but time to time there's gonna be words that I'm gonna words that are gonna come out because that's part of basketball. We curse. We say words like fuck, like shit, stuff like that. So if you have kids around, make sure that you keep them away. And but again, once they get a certain age in basketball, a lot of coaches curse. That's part of that word. That's why we curse a lot. We curse a lot, and I don't encourage it. But as far as the basketball world and everything is about basketball here, we curse. We curse. It's a way to talk. Maybe I'll have a video when I talk about that. If there's goodness in that part as far as the cursing, or maybe it affects the team. So I'll have a video talking about that. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend a team or a player to have a reaction towards the referee. It's playing a game that you might even end up losing regardless. Referees somehow feel like they have the power, and they do have the power, whether they make the call or not. Here's another thing: when you make a play and you get fouled, either the referee saw it or he didn't see. Now, if he didn't see, guess what? He didn't see. So you can't stop, or you can't get that moment affect the rest of the game. Sometimes you're like, no, it's not gonna affect. Trust me, it does. That's the part of the game. The game doesn't tell you, oh, this reaction you're having right now is gonna affect the next free throw over there, or it's gonna affect the next jumper you're gonna have. That's very important, even though you have the lead. If you make this one, you change the momentum. It doesn't tell you that. So when the referee missed that call, instead of just like you start worrying about, why you didn't, if you practice that with your team, he doesn't play for the call. He never plays for the call, or she never plays for the call. So the referee missed that call, it's a missed call. Now guess what? If the referee did see the call, guess what? He chose not to blow the whistle. And what you're gonna do? You're gonna start talking about it? There's nothing you could do. You're gonna go review it? There's nothing you could do. I'm gonna go even farther and tell you something. When the team start playing without caring about referees and win constantly, most of the time the referees stop refereeing the game in a very righteous way. Especially if they were trying to make the team to lose the game. They all of a sudden they're gonna respect it because they're gonna say, you know what, these guys, they don't care whether we make the call or not. They go hard, they play, they execute this system, and they actually play with the way we play. They don't care about us, whether it's we're gonna make the call, charge, whatever. They don't care. They just execute. They execute. And I think that's the much beneficial way to approach the game as a player and a team. And I'm going to talk about stuff like that, in the next videos.